Alabama football needs to get one aspect of their offense in order, and we're not talking about the running game. Stick around. We'll talk about it. This is Way Offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome into Way Offsides. Happy to have you with us on this glorious, beautiful, very, very chilly Monday. Let me get a big roll tide in the comment section below, Alabama fans, while you're at it. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll bring you all the Alabama news you need. Recruiting is heating up. Alabama's about to do some crazy junk on the recruiting trail. You're going to want to stick around and be in the know. We'll bring it straight to you. So just go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a second. Do your thing. Done? Good. Fantastic. All right. Thanks for joining me. Cotton here, representing the others from the Way Offsides crew. We'll all be together Thursday night during our 8 p.m. live. Be sure you're there. Where we'll talk about Alabama and Oklahoma. Big matchup coming up. Alabama is going to need to do some things differently on Saturday to beat Oklahoma. I do have a video that's coming out. It should have already come out on the channel. You can go watch it. Breaks down Alabama, Oklahoma by the numbers. Oklahoma statistically on paper, best defense Alabama's going to face all season long so far. Alabama's not able to run the ball. At this point, it is who they are, right? We are on week 12 of the college football season. There are some things they could do to help the running backs out, but looking at it from week to week, it's becoming more obvious that it is a running back issue and not necessarily the offensive line. There are holes that are opening up. So unless there's a guy back there that is just ready and has the vision, maybe a Kevin Riley or maybe even an AK Deer that Alabama's willing to play right now, first down is a problematic down for the Tide. It has been for a little while. It's put their quarterback in some rough positions. Well, Alabama has to figure out a way to supplement that, right? And there's a couple different ways that they can do it. One is with screen passes. Bama tried to do that for a little bit against a very, very, very aggressive LSU defense. LSU was on top of it almost the entire game. You could do little swing passes out in the boundary. Bama did a couple of those and had some success. That's kind of how they've been doing it when the running game's not working, that extension of the run game. But another way to kind of free up some pressure on the running backs, because Oklahoma and everybody else that we play is going to do exactly what everybody else has done. They're going to stack the box and try to shut down the run, right? They want to put it on Ty Simpson's shoulders. Luckily, Ty Simpson is one of the best, if not the best quarterback in college football right now. And when you do that, it can bite you in the ass. And Ty Simpson's been able to do that to people all season. However, these last two games, he hasn't looked as sharp. He's looked more like what we saw in the Florida State loss than what we've seen against other good defenses. Now, don't think too much into that, okay? I'm not saying Ty Simpson's playing poorly. He still threw for 277 yards against a really good LSU secondary, even in Alabama's loss and their worst win. And I say worst win because they just didn't look great at South Carolina. He still threw for 250 yards respectively in both of those games, multiple touchdowns in both of those games. So Ty Simpson is not the problem. Ty Simpson can get the job done. He does need to kind of calm himself down a little bit. But the other way that Alabama, I think, is going to look at trying to open up the run game is stretching the ball down the field. Going into the LSU game, Ty was only like 20, or he had only completed like 2 passes for 30 yards plus. Not that Alabama hasn't tried. Okay. The Tide offense has definitely tried, whether it be on play action or not. But they're just near misses all over the field. We're not talking about, bad misses. We're talking about a couple inches. Some of those plays extending down the field through the air have been drops, which is really, really frustrating when it happens. But especially this Saturday, there was some success, right? Especially in that last 2 minutes of the first half for the Tide. We talk about that middle eight. Alabama's seasonally been very, very good in that middle eight. They had a couple of games there where they didn't perform well in that middle eight. Saturday, that was not the case. The Tide looked really, really good in that middle eight, scoring that lone touchdown through the air to Ryan Williams. But the big pass to Lottie Brooks is what we're looking for. We're looking for more of that down the field. And Ty's, he's got the arm to do it. He's got the accuracy to do it. Some of that in terms of him is just being in his own head, being a little bit too psyched up. Some of it is just timing. And we're talking about fractions of a second here. Where again, it's not like Alabama's not going to be able to throw the ball downfield. It's not like with the running game, it's easy to go, look, we're in week 12. That's it. This is what it is. This is who Alabama is on the ground. Accept it. Move on. Right. With the downfield passing game, it's there. It's right there in front of them. They just got it's going to take not being comfortable. It starts there. Ty's done a lot of the stuff he's done uncomfortably, I should say, just because the offensive line has been spotty in places throughout the season. And it's going to be worse against Oklahoma because Oklahoma fields a very good pass defense. They field a very good run defense. And then we all know about their pass rush. It's going to be the best pass rush Alabama's going to face all season. Will be Saturday. You can make an argument for Texas A&M. Missouri's pretty good, but I think for me, Oklahoma's just a different monster. So Bama's just going to have to be, minding their P's and Q's, and they're going to have to push the ball down the field. They're not going to be able to run this Saturday. Don't expect the Tide to come out and run for over 100 yards. They're not going to have a 100-yard rusher. It's just not in the DNA of this team right now because of the execution. So how does Alabama supplement that? Well, they supplement it by throwing the ball down the field, hoping that they can get Oklahoma to play some man-to-man, create some matchups. Alabama's got a lethal group of wide receivers. We all know that. And if the wide receivers aren't there, the tight ends are there. The running backs out in the flats are there. Ty Simpson has numerous options to throw the ball to. Just give the man time. Now, what is Ty responsible for? Again, he's responsible for calming himself down. Saw it very much. I go back in my head and I'm thinking about it right now. He misses one down the field and he's slapping himself in the helmet while he's walking off the field. That's great that Ty Simpson holds himself accountable, but there's a fine line between holding yourself accountable and beating yourself up. Ryan Williams has crossed that line a couple of times this season, and it's affected his play mentally. Talk to you guys about that going into the preseason. I get on these tangents about playing the expectations of playing these 5-star quarterbacks and stuff too early as freshmen, and you completely destroy their confidence, right? That's a real part of this game. That's the reason that Nick Saban started pushing player mental health and doing sports psychology and reading into that kind of stuff and bringing it into the team, because first of all, you have to evolve to the demographic of kid that you're coaching. And we're dealing with a generation who's much more savvy and much more unwilling to ignore their mental health, which is a good thing. Older generations were, I'm sad, get over it, do some push-ups, drink some water, rub some dirt on it, keep going. Well, that's not the philosophy of this generation. So you have to acknowledge that when you're coaching the team. Ty Simpson he's a leader. He's a coach's son. He's going to be hard on himself, but he's got to figure out and learn this aspect of his game, and his mentality is that he can't allow it to affect his play on the field, right? He can't allow one bad snap, one bad play to affect the rest of the game. There have been a couple of games, I think LSU was one, South Carolina was one, FSU was one, where things weren't going great, and Ty Gibson, he's putting everything that's going wrong on his own shoulders, and that's a huge weight to bear, right? So like to see Ty come out a little more confident in his ability Saturday. And obviously Ryan Grubb is going to have to put him in places where he can be successful. LSU's secondary is, I think, going to be probably the best secondary Alabama will face in the regular season. Oklahoma's is no slouch. They're not bad, but there will be opportunities down the field on Saturday. The offensive line, running backs, and pass protection just have to give Ty Simpson a chance to do it. That in turn would open up the numbers from the box at some point. If Alabama goes out there and starts nickel and diming them down the field, it'll open up the box at some point, and Alabama, assuming they're in the lead, can lean on the running game in the fourth quarter and start racking up those yards. That's the philosophy I think the coaches are probably going to go with and attack on Saturday. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, because it's just my opinion, and your opinion is just as important. Hey, thanks for sticking around with me. Like I said, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, leave a big comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from. Obviously, I need to hear Roll Tide from you as well. Thanks for sticking around with me. There's a lot of content you could be consuming, and you chose Way Offsides because you're a winner. So thanks for being a winner. Go have a cookie. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.